Hi, this is Raj Kiran Das once again in Opus Private Limited for design tutorial classes for CAT and GAT of NIFT and NID respectively. So let us do some creative work today and see how you can practice them, because this is the type of creative work that is mostly necessary for cracking the exam pattern. Okay, let us do that. Say for example, okay, in your exam they give you certain blank space with certain half done lines and shapes. Okay, so if there are certain lines, okay, and shape, right, half done, and you are asked to just create something out of it, how do you imagine? How do you imagine and how do you actually think about it? Right? What is the final product going to be? What is the final artwork going to be? There's nothing foolproof guarantee. You can just think anything you wish like. It can be nature study, it can be a lifestyle product, it can be a human form, human behaviors, it can be just an artwork, okay, just for the sake of doodle exercise, doodle design, only that you are supposed to be filling up a space which has been created by the exam pattern. This is the paper, okay, and this is the question format. You have a question over here and they have written that please fill out this design pattern, okay, and find out what this is all about. So you have to think about it sharply, wittily, a little bit, spend some time, okay, scratching your head as I am right now, because I don't know what this is going to be. So I'm still thinking, maybe we can fast forward this video till I scratch my head and think about very sharply and wittily what is going to be. Okay, so I'm not sure, I'm clueless right now. In your exam the same thing is going to happen, but spend some time thinking about it instead of just rushing into and making something, okay, absurd. So let me see what we can do. I don't know, okay. What do you see over here? I have no clue. I don't know. Does it happen to be, what is it like? Don't erase anything, because you're not supposed to erase anything. These lines will be there on the paper, so anyway you cannot erase. So all you have to do is add up a lot of lines. You don't need to color sometimes. If the color it's mentioned, if nothing is mentioned, you may color it. If the coloring part is to be avoided, then they will definitely ask you not to color it, only use it with pencil lines. Okay, so let me see what is going to be. I'm not sure. I don't know exactly what's happening over here. So what this shape is going to be, what these lines are talking about. So can you think about a little bit? Okay, I'm still worrying. I'm wondering what is going to be. This is so typical, like it looks like a human head, you know. This looks like a door, maybe. This looks like a pillar. Okay. Anything else that you can focus on? Something more different, difficult, something interesting, something very fascinating. What is it going to be? I'm clueless. I'm not sure. I'm thinking. Yet I'm thinking. I'm still thinking. I don't know. I don't know. Like I'm totally hooked up with this. You know. I'm totally clueless. Let me see what I can develop out of it. It can be a 3D object, it may not be a 3D object. Does it look like a tree, tree trunk? Can I make it a tree trunk? If I make this as a tree trunk and make maybe a coconut tree, then what is this going to be as? Okay. So let me see. So this part will be fast forwarded, I think. Okay, so you need to fast forward this video. I'm still wondering. I'm not sure. Let's see. You will have time. You have around say 10-15 minutes. It only takes 2 minutes the moment you actually decipher the idea. But before doing for 2 minutes, you really have to think for 5 minutes what is going to be. That is the most crucial time period you have to spend. Let me just start off, okay? Like, this is what? What is this going to be? Okay. Should I go a little back to find out what it is? Any idea? Oh, no idea. I really don't get any idea. Any idea, okay? Oh. I'm trying to create a depth of a room, maybe a room. And okay, this looks like a what? What is it like? What about this line? Is there something in the room? On the room? What is it like? Is something bouncing, falling off? What is it? This is really going to take time. It's not so easy. Trying to make up a character over here. Okay. Maybe this character is placed over here. Fine, there's a table, and that's kind of a showpiece, maybe, you know. And what about this line? You need to make the door. Make the doorway. Make the room. Make the loft. Okay. What is this? Does it appear something? This is the tough time. Okay, this is a tough thing. Okay, what is it like? Is there some connection between is there somebody like moving across this place? Okay, I don't know, I may just create an artwork illusion. This doesn't actually fit over here, this line. So what is it going to be? I will just have to draw it off like this. Let me trickily divide this line with few more pattern, indicating that this is the base. There is the floor. Okay, it will appear like this. Maybe there is a door which is wide shut, and there is the shape of the door, as you can see now. Okay, so those lines are all balanced. Those lines that you can see, they are all balanced, and here I somehow managed to create a showcase kind of box over here. I hope you can understand what I mean. There is a showcase kind of box where half of the area is vanished. At this part, maybe I've done this, so I would not like to create this one. Rather, I would continue this line over here, and this may be just a graphic on the wall. Okay, just a graphics on the wall to give it a look of a space where there's something is interestingly put up. You know, some design space. This is a design space of a wall. Okay, and you can see now, like, this picture is almost completed, so no particular lines are just left out over here. This is just a showpiece, and the lines that was disturbing me, I just connected them wittily with some lines which actually forms the depth of the space, and this floor area which forms, okay, the tiles which forms a pattern on the door, and on this right wall you can see that's a small cabinet kind of area I have created, okay, and this line which continues create a pattern on this wall. So this much is it completes the ideation, okay, how it actually happens. So you can understand that this type of work is given in your exam pattern is really tedious, it really is time consuming, but how interestingly you think about it is it's a matter of presence of mind, okay. Sometimes they also give you certain captions, okay, certain guidelines. Based on the captions and guidelines, you might be very easily interpreting what is going to be, okay. So that interpretation would depend upon the guidelines, okay. With this line pattern, if the guideline is given, okay, certain keywords are given that draw something which is on the bazaar street, or you know, certain lifestyle, okay. So those particular objects would be relevant, and you can actually think about, you can visualize. Here there were no visual communication, there were no suggestive word given, so that part was very difficult, okay. So you can understand, like, it was really scratching my head out, right. So these things happen. Do practice something very randomly like this, and I think you can do it better, okay. And spend some time, because I just do it very roughly. Spend some time to make it much perfect, okay, and organize and use some colors if you have to, okay. So practice these things, and that will help you in your exam, okay. Thank you. See you in the next video. Hi. In this video, today we'll try to discuss a few things about human figure drawing, okay, and how you can put up detailing on a human figure and the surrounding of a human figure, okay. So most of the time what happens, it's possible that a particular theme is given to you, a concept is given to you, a marketplace maybe, okay, a park, or maybe a bus stop, okay. Certain themes, certain concepts given to you, and you are supposed to be drawing the entire layout of the entire space, and you have to create the characters and the ambience around it, okay. How do you actually visualize to do it? First and foremost, you have to learn human figures, human forms, okay. Those things are basic sketches. I'll be not showing you right now, okay. That I might show you later on in later videos. So right now I'm trying to give you an overall impact of how the layout formation could be with all details, okay, inclusive of human figure. So let me start doing it, okay. It's very slow and steady process, but it will really take time, and I feel this will be interesting for you to work out, okay. Let's do. So you have to just plan out a space first, and you have to just mentally segregate, like, what kind of perspective, what kind of angle you want to depict on, okay. Say for example, if I wish that say I'll take a A4 size space first and foremost, because this is something is very important. You try to work every time on an A4 space. Mostly the papers structure is somewhat like this. If this is the structure of the paper and the question is given over here, okay, and you have a space over here, so you have to learn to manage everything within that space. Since my pen is very thick, okay, my sketching is not going to be very sharp and small, but it's going to be a little bold and big, okay. So my layout of the paper is little big. I can comfortably more do it in a bigger space, okay. So those elaboration can be much more detailed. So again, I'll be telling you those things in the coming classes. So let me understand in nutshell like how we can represent all the sketching ideas, all the design details on this space. Okay. So let me understand how the perspective of the layout could be. Say for example a bus stop. Okay. I'll definitely create a road. Right. This is the footpath. You can understand. You make a little bit of raised elevation on the footpath. You can understand it goes out, right? So this is the footpath you can see, and this is where it stops. I don't want to stop this, right? So let me give it a turn like this. Maybe the road's turned, right? The road is turned out. And then the footpath is also moving along the road. So there's a curvature as you can see over here, and on the footpath here it has to be very perpendicular line, perpendicular rendering, and then it has to be 90-degree, flat with the space to give a impression that it is somewhat horizontal and perpendicular. That has to be the layout. Okay, so small footpath over here. There's a bus stop. Okay, let me indicate and write down that it's a bus stop. So here you make a sign of bus stop, right? And on the bus stop usually you find that there are certain advertisements on the bus stop. So maybe the advertisement is at the top, maybe over here, certain hoardings and advertisement, or maybe a small poster written, okay. So a poster is like that, so an ad is like that. So this is something is very important. You have to understand that what kind of style of the entire space of layout should be. So you create somewhat like this, and then don't forget there might be a small drainage, opening. It's possible. It's a very interesting thing. Okay, there are certain drains around the bus stop or on the footpath around the bottom layout of the road. Okay, so this is something is once again fascinating. So if it's a bus stop, like definitely this is the bus stop area. Then you have a shamiana created. I'm not sure, a shade created. Okay, so let us develop the shade over here. So there is a kind of a perspective over here. You can see I'm not giving a very direct representation of too much of perspective detailing, but just it's a general application of a 2D sketch format. I'm putting the area of the bus stop a little back from the footpath, because footpath is something should be laid open, okay. And then this is the back, and here there might be chairs, benches. There are benches for sitting, okay. So some people might be sitting over here. So you have a person over here who is sitting. And see, there's a person sitting, okay. And maybe there's a person who is standing, right, in front over here on the footpath. Then definitely the person would be bigger in size. The frame of the person would be bigger in size, and you can show a little more detailing of this person maybe, okay. So like this. As you can understand, the detailing is not that very sharp because of the pen, okay. When I illustrate bigger shapes like a person. How does a person look like? Maybe in the bigger diagram you can have a better shape and structure and better detailing I can create, right? So in this manner you can think about that. If the person is like this, okay, how the person would be created, right? In this sketch format, you have to understand that we are not going to be showing very detailed commercial art, because this is not an art college entrance examination, I feel. Okay, this is a design institute examination where they want to judge on the basis of your sketching ability, you know, your basing skill of how you represent things, instead of just making it mechanically exactly perfect according to the illustration of the art college graduates or art college students. So anyway, if you can just have a light representation, that is good enough. Okay, all you have to have a very good communication sense about what you want to draw, and all you have to understand that the detailings, the representation is very creative. Okay, it needs all the necessary details. Maybe you can have a tree over here. There's a tree. Maybe this looks like an area which is just plain like a park, and there's a tree over here, and the tree is uh, opened up with the branches, and a branch is coming up for the front also. Okay, so maybe here you are going to make the tree leaves. You want to put up more details. Make the tree leaves come front. Give more shades and shadows. Create this character. Try to be like smart enough to handle a question with uh, a very open-mindedness with your sketching ability, and be very quick and sharp, fast enough, because you actually don't have so much time to keep doing it as perfect as you must have seen in your drawing. You know, in some drawing exercises, this really takes time if you want to render it perfectly with each and every leaf. But this will be having around say 20 minutes time. You may allot only just 20 minutes. So within 20 minutes you are supposed to be using pencil sketch and applying color also. So that is a too difficult task for you to make, and within that, if you just can do it in a jiffy with very fast strokes and fast lines, making the definitely all the characters perfectly as suitable according to the bus stop. There would be not just two people, maybe there are some people walking up on this area, so you can just draw somebody like someone, you know, like this. So walking up over here, you can just draw. You can just understand that there's somebody walking up. Okay, and you can just make a small kid also walking up here. So you can understand, like, there are different characters in different layers, and you may also put up few people at the backdrop, right? They're all moving. You can see, understand that. Okay, and maybe there's a zebra crossing over here, right? Usually on the bus stop or near the bus stop there could be a signal point. Okay, a signal point. Maybe there is a crossroad and there's a signal point. You are supposed to be making a signal point. Make the signal point, and on the signal point generally there is zebra crossing. Okay, so how the zebra crossing be? Make the zebra crossing like this. It appears though in this direction, and there are people who are crossing the zebra crossing. Okay, there are people. Just so that illusion of drawing has to be created. Okay, and here if you find that, okay, like this space is going to be very empty, usually it appears to be, you can draw a vehicle. You know, you can have to understand that there is a floor, and then on the floor maybe I want to draw an auto rickshaw, a back of an auto rickshaw like this. An auto rickshaw moving up. certain sharp lines by virtue of which you can actually understand that this is an auto rickshaw, and those are something which you have to be smart at representing it. That's it. Okay, there's a good indication of what an auto rickshaw looks like, right? Few lines to be rendered like that. So this gives you an impression of like a street, you know, a few more detailing is required over here. I feel like what is beyond this road, like is the road going to be ending over here, or maybe I can think about that there are certain buildings over here. I think about planning some more buildings and structures. High rises over here. So low depth is going to be created. There are also electrical wires, which is very important. Okay, so electrical wires are also required. So how about connecting this area with certain electrical wires, you know, somewhere? Cable wires, electrical wires, and on the electrical wire maybe you can make a small bird sitting on it, perching, you know. Let's see, there's a bird. So there are electrical wire, and this portion should be a little more darker because there has to be a lot of leaves and branches. Okay, kind of a bus stop over here. Okay, this building, if you have enough time, just keep detailing on the building. Make and on this road, maybe you need to draw a bus or a car passing by, you know. So let us erase this part a little bit and create an illusion of a bus. So that's a road, and you can see a bus over here. Okay, so you can create a bus and give some detail to make it more prominent, make it dark, to make it more prominent. Okay, so and more vehicles if you want to add up, it's up to you, depends upon the space, but I think this much is fair enough. And this is kind of say the towers of the phone towers that you get to see on the high rises, right? So this is how it is to be created, the layout. Okay, and then each one of it, if you have enough space, a bigger space, and you want to show bigger angles, say for example, there are also a possibility that there is somebody crossing the road from this side, you know, from the back side. So you can definitely say that there is one person just waving the auto and have come here, or just to inquire about it. So you can make a person stoop down, inquiring about the auto, right? He's about to hop on the auto. So the detail you can see here is much evident. So a person has just waved the auto, and he's going to just get up on the auto. So a little more, a bigger size of a human figure. So that's how the perspective layout and the design dimension could be created. Okay, and the details are to be noted down by you, and try to practice all these things as much possible. If you cannot visualize, you need to go to different junctions, different points where actually this kind of lifestyle space is there. You know, say for example, traffic signal joint, a park, a crossing, you know, a bazaar, a marketplace, any place wherever you find there's a hustle bustle, and there are a lot of beautiful characters and beautiful dimensions and depths to be drawn. You observe over there, take some snapshot, or sit over there with your sketch pad and then try to scribble few things, okay? Try to doodle few things, and I hope you can make good sketches in that way, right? Okay, so I hope you like this video, and keep practicing. Best of luck to you.